Take three.
Yes.
Shoot three.
Shoot three.
I wasn't in the movies. I don't know anything about it.
So good morning. Zach Valerio, Fairway Mortgage.
Vince Davis, Conway Realty.
And
It's our third take.
yes.
Yeah.
By now we know what we're going to say.
Well, who knows? I'll come up with something crazy.
Oh, I'm shaking the table.
Yeah.
So, down payment assistance, right? It's not what it used to be. That's what we're trying to blurt out here.
Not at all. So it just, a lot of things about it have changed. And unfortunately, the marketing message from those companies, Home and 5 and Home Plus, has always stayed the same.
So consumers think it's
So
just
consumers
like
think it's the same. There's a couple key points about it that I want to talk about, just because we have someone was interested in down payment assistance at a certain price point, which is a little bit more difficult. So
Yeah, she's pretty low.
yeah, anything below $150,000 purchase price, in my opinion, you're doing yourself a disservice by using down payment assistance. So, and that's coming from a lender. Fairway still does down payment assistance, where a majority of lenders in town won't do it anymore, or they can only do a certain amount a month. We don't have those caps. So, I mean, I get paid the same on it. Everything for me is the same. I really am just looking out for the consumer. Yeah, I'm not telling you, oh, don't do down payment assistance because I can't do them or I get paid less. I'm telling you that's not as good of a deal in those lower price points. So, and there's a reason for it. There's fees that are associated with these programs that are given by the bank offering the program. So they're not Fairway fees or AmeriFirst fees or Academy Mortgage fees. They're fees from the banks that offer these programs.
And they're the same for all those companies you mentioned, right?
Yeah, everything's the same. Now, what's unfortunate is that those fees are the same if you buy a $100,000 house or a $300,000 house. So when we go out and look at these places and we go to get you your max seller concession, your contribution from the seller to cover your closing costs, even if we go get 3%, which is substantial.
I'm pretty good at.
Yeah.
Most agents can get that.
Yeah. It's not going to be enough to cover your closing costs plus those fees for using the down payment assistance program. So now you're coming in with
money,
which I think is a substantial amount, to be honest, because if you are looking for down payment assistance, I don't think you immediately associate like I need to have $3,000 or $4,000 still,
right? Which
could be the case on a $120,000 house. So I had a deal about 3 months ago. It was a $120,000 purchase price. It was a cute little townhome in downtown Phoenix. And at the last second, we flipped it from a down payment assistance program to a conventional loan because the difference was about $500 between what she would have to put down for her down payment and have all the closing costs covered in comparison to the down payment assistance program, but she was coming in with that much money.
With the
anyway.
fees, yeah.
Yeah.
So the fees are the kickers.
The fee is the kicker, and then if you bring in your own down payment, your rate's always going to be better.
Well, and you mentioned that down payment assistance loans are usually a higher rate to begin with too, right?
Yep, they have higher rates. If you use the conventional down payment assistance loan, you do get a break on mortgage insurance,
which I think is cool. Which I didn't know. I learned that like 2 shoots ago before all these text messages.
Yeah. So FHA, your mortgage insurance is always going to be the same. It doesn't change. Conventional, it's credit score driven. So let's just take someone in consideration, just like a hypothetical John Doe, Jane Doe. I have a 740 credit score. I want to use down payment assistance, and I'm looking at a house that's $100,000. If that person called me up, I would say, look, I would much rather you save up $3,000 and let's get you a conventional loan so we can see a lower rate because your credit score and a lower mortgage insurance premium because your credit score than doing down payment assistance and you coming in with $2,500 anyway.
Which disappears in fees.
Yeah. It gets
you have
even
a
up.
higher loan.
So down payment assistance, I think every loan out there, there's a need for it for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect for some individuals. Those lower price points, it's just really hard. It's just not as advantageous.
That's because we're playing percentages, right? So 3% of 100,000 and 3% of 300,000. That's where the difference lies.
Exactly.
If I can get 3% concessions on a $300,000 house, I've got $9,000
You're looking at
for the buyer to play with.
Yeah.
Whereas we're looking at 3 on a $100,000 house.
Yeah. Now you're $3,000. It's not going to.
It's not going to be enough.
It's not going to be anywhere near enough. to be honest, nowhere close. So there's a lot of information online about down payment assistance program. If you ever have a question about it, or if you even thought about it, give me or Vince a call and ask us questions, because like I said, it's an awesome program for people, but there's some information about it that is a little misleading when you first start looking into it.
And one of the major differences, and I don't know if we want to keep running this and risking another text message coming in. So if it cuts off at this point, we're just going to run with it.
Yeah.
But they also used to be straight out grants. They're not straight out grants anymore.
They're not.
Now they're a silent second mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is defined as, well, I don't know if this is the actual definition, but the way guys like me throw that term around, there will be a second lien recorded against the house. And if you try to refinance or if you try to sell too soon, you have to pay that back. It's not a grant from day one. It becomes a grant over, what is it, 2-3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
I mean, there's other options, but 3 years is the main one.
So, you're locked in. It almost turns into you've simply financed your closing costs.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, to put it frank, that's exactly what you're doing.
Instead of getting a grant like you used to.
Yeah, and the grant was amazing because a grant's free money.
Right.
The state of Arizona was giving you
literally just
$9,000 for the down payment, and it's just not like that anymore. Which, in the housing market we're in, to even have a down payment assistance eligible is amazing, because we really don't need it anymore because our market's so good. So the fact that it's still there is great. We want to take advantage of it, but I just want to make sure you know exactly how it works before you're dead set on, I'm going to use a down payment assistance program.
That's perfect. And that's really it. I mean, we do get people that come to us and say, this is how I'm going to buy a house. It's like, have you talked to a loan officer?
Yeah.
No, but this is how I'm going to buy a house.
Yeah. I did my own research. I looked online. I know everything about Home in 5. It's like, okay, well, did you read that it's, a hard cutoff at 45%, debt to income? I mean, you can't be 45.001 or the loan's disqualified. So when you're looking at...
And that's lower than a conventional too, right? I mean, you can
conventionally you can get a little bit higher
than 45.
Depending on credit score.
You could get that
FHA
001.
for sure. Yeah, but you can get that 01. So it's like, well, I found this house and the calculator on Zillow told me my payment's only going to be $1,200 and I know I can afford that. Well,
yeah,
Zillow's taking into consideration that you're putting 25% down and you have amazing credit. They're not taking into consideration that you're using a down payment assistance program that you need to pay for your homeowner's insurance, your property taxes, your mortgage insurance, and HOA. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into it.
Okay, so that's the message for today, right?
That's the message for today.
If you want to talk about down payment assistance programs, then let's talk about down payment assistance programs.
If you want to talk about fantasy football, if you want to talk about down payment assistance programs, if you want to talk about
fantasy football,
baseball, you want to talk about Red Sox baseball, just give me a call no matter what. Let's just have a conversation on anything, because I like to talk on the phone.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Again, Zach Valerio, Fairway Mortgage.
Vince Davis, Conway Realty.
We need to get a banner with our phone numbers behind us or something.
Yeah, I'll have Jack drawn on a whiteboard.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Have a good
weekend.
Bye.